Hey, welcome back to Daily Hope. We're learning about the Gospel of Matthew. And within the Gospel of Matthew, we get some of the longest sermons of Jesus. For example, the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 5, 6, and 7. And we also get one of Jesus' longest sermons about the end times. Some things that we're seeing in our lifetime, like armies surrounding Jerusalem. That's found in Matthew chapter 24 and 25. And it's in Matthew 24 that we find the fairly common phrase, it's a good phrase that Christians know, that no man knows the day or the hour of when Christ will return. Jesus, in his limited form on earth, said, even the Son doesn't know, only the Father in heaven knows. So the point when Jesus gives this long kind of exposition of what the end times will be like, including some things that we're seeing in our lifetimes, the point was that we would be found faithful if we're alive when he returns. In fact, it's within the context of the end times that Jesus told a parable you've probably heard of. It's the parable of the talents, the three stewards or the three managers. And the parable is this, that an owner gives bags of money or talents to three different servants. One servant gets 5 of these bags of money or talents, the other one gets 2, and the other one gets 1. The owner, who's God, goes away and he says, I will return at some point. When I return, I want to see what you've done with what I entrusted to you. Now, if you know, there's the guy who had the 1 buried it in the ground, and the owner was furious about that. The one who had 2 had used them wisely, and so he has 4 to present. The one who had 5 also doubled the investment and had 10. These guys, by the way, had a long time to do this, just like you and I have a lifetime to live for Jesus. I like how some of these newer translations, instead of calling them talents, I'm on the fence. I like it being called talents because we have talents, but it's loaned money. And the interesting thing is this, all the money that you have and I have is loaned. Everything we think we own, God owns. He has given you and me the wealth that we have, the talents that we have, the abilities that we have. And I just want to focus on the verse that is our ideal, which is verse 21 of chapter 25, when Jesus returns as the master. And he says to one of the servants who was faithful with what had been entrusted to him, it says, the master was full of praise. Quote, well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. And Jesus did teach that in the new heaven and in the new earth, those of us who are faithful to seek first his kingdom in this life, we will rule and reign with him and will actually have larger amounts of responsibility in his coming kingdom based on how we served him here. The point is this, as we see things happening in Israel and things around the end times happening, it should motivate us all the more that we have a very short amount of time on earth. Let's give all that we have. Let's not leave anything held back to make sure that when we cross the finish line into heaven or when Jesus returns, we'll be found doing everything we can with our money, our energy, our time, our resources to tell people about Jesus, to make disciples. I'll see you tomorrow for more Daily Hope.